Main man me, man, here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, boxing scene is reporting that star Chinese boxer, fighter Zou Shiming was rushed to a hospital in Shanghai sometime last week. When he was on a flight, his left eye suddenly just went out. He lost his vision in his left eye. And we've all come to know Zou Shiming here in America due to the fact that he is affiliated with Top Rank Promotions and Bob Arum. Zou Shiming is an Olympian. He's a very, very good domestic level fighter. He's never been quite as good as most mainstream fighters, but for his part of the world where he's from, he is the dude. He is the face of boxing in that part of the world. Now, we've seen him brought up on many undercards of top ranked fighters. And there was a lot of stock put into Zou Shiming by Bob Arum. And, clearly Zou Shiming was going to be Bob Arum's way of looking to dominate the Chinese market. Every now and again, Bob Arum stages a lot of cards in China. It's a market that Bob Arum has been exploring for quite some time. And this was his shining night right here, and unfortunately, it's been reported that Zou Shiming, man, it's been let out on social media by his wife that, he went blind, but the fact that he went blind, he had a similar injury back in 2014 in which, he was told at the time to not fight. And if you continue to fight, you will risk becoming blind. And Zou Shiming had already been booked for a fight by his agent, so he went on and took that fight. And now here we see today, ladies and gentlemen, it's stated that by his wife that Zou Shiming has suffered, what did they say? They say Zou Shiming had broken bones found in his eye socket, and the doctors also suspected his optic nerve was damaged. And clearly, if he had already got a heads up back in 2014 to stop fighting or risk becoming blind, you would have thought he would have stopped fighting. But this goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I talk about a lot in a lot of videos where boxers go through after the lights go out. Everybody always complains when some of us uploaders talk about how, they want certain fighters to make money, and a lot of us I've even seen other channels that condemn people that talk about that, like, you're not making none of his money. Why are you counting his money? It's not about counting his money. Some of us actually know what these fighters have to deal with and put their bodies through for roughly about 15 to 20 years of their life. All the damage that they do take behind the scenes, not only just in the fights that we see, what happens in training camp, you know what I mean? What goes down in sparring, you know what I mean? Some of these fighters, believe it or not, have even underground fights. They put their bodies through a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And so when people say that they want to see a certain fighter paid properly, because they know what they're going through. And not to mention, after boxing is over, most fighters go broke. These promoters and managers and all of these folks, they don't care after the lights are off. That fighter has known nothing but fighting for majority of his life. Most boxers are treated very unfairly. They're surrounded by several sharks. Here, even in this particular case, Zou Shiming is going through a legal battle with his former management while going blind. How much would this legal battle cost him? He stated that he's owed millions by them. So this is what they go through, ladies and gentlemen. So when y'all running around talking about don't be counting this person money, no, we looking out for the well-being of that fighter. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Truth be told, I'm even a little disciplined or chastised by this particular situation. You know why? Because I was one of the same people that went along and jumped on my main man Kell Brook's back when he quit against Errol Spence. But this could have been Kell Brook. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, could have been Kell Brook. And it still can be, because he's still going to go and fight. So my stance on that, honestly, has evolved. Truth be told, and I should have known better, right? But the fact still remains, I'm still an old school thinker in a way in the sport of boxing where quitting is unacceptable. But the fact looking at this reality check right here with Zou Shiming, that could have been Kell Brook. So if that particular fighter decides to take a knee because he feels like his health is on the line, ladies and gentlemen, so be it. So be it. In the Guillermo Arigandiao case, I find that one a bit more sketchy, given the fact that Rigo was hitting mostly air during that fight. But I can't sit back and, like I think I said this in my post-fight video, I can't sit back and know how much pain that man is going through. And we all need to get up out of that business of telling about when a fighter should and should not quit, truth be told. I know that's always been off limits in the sport of boxing. You just don't quit. I understand. Trust and believe I understand. But what about after boxing? What about after boxing, huh? Kell Brook can become a Zou Shiming. Look at it. He's being sued. He's half blind, and no one cares. I didn't see one uploader on YouTube talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to these fighters after the lights go out. There ain't no uploaders talking about them no more. Ain't no promoters trying to give them a job. None of that. Unless they kept a lot of money to buy themselves into a company. Man, these fighters are surrounded by too many sharks. So I've evolved on Kell Brook's position of taking that knee versus Errol Spence. I mean, for crying out loud, the man already had one eye socket broken. Then another one happens. I'm sure. I can imagine what was going through his mind. So, if Kell Brook wanted to quit today or tomorrow before the fight happens, I think I'd be down for it. This whole story, man, right here just kind of messed up, Joe. Like, this really makes me go, damn. Here I am, some loud, rabid fan, not thinking. And a lot of y'all are guilty of the same thing. To the next video. Peace out.